Hey, Roxstars, it's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, first story up, divorces. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't take the notes. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I did not put my notes down for Chance the Rapper and his wife's divorce. All I can tell you guys on that one is that Chance the Rapper, remember earlier this year they told us that they were separating. And we thought that a lot of it had to do with Chance just out there moving like he's single at the damn carnival. I'm sure it was more. I'm sure it was more things that was happening, but I think that was kind of like the last straw for the wife. You know, she was just like, nigga, doing too much, just too much. All right. So, and there had been other things, and I think the wife was over it, so she filed for divorce. I'm sorry, she said that they were separating. Well, now we know that she has filed for divorce, so it looks like that marriage is about to be dissolved and done. Okay. But I didn't get the notes and shit, so it might be more on that story, but I'm sorry, y'all. Really, the notes that I have here is about Offset and Cardi B. Now we know they like your drunk auntie and uncle that love to be putting everybody else in their bullshit. You know, I done told you guys about them aunties and uncles, the ones that come to the barbecue and we don't know if they gonna love each other or hate each other. Sometimes they good and other times they bad. On the bad days, they come to the fucking party, look like they've been fighting in the damn car. One of them got a shoe print on their thigh. The other one got a damn, a whole big scratch mark on their throat like that. Next time we see them, they in love. Somebody got a goddamn hickey all over their neck. And child, we ain't got time. We ain't got time. However, it looks like this time, you guys, that Cardi B and Offset, I think that it is a done deal. I think that she was trying to stick it out and it wasn't working. We know that Offset has a proclivity for the women. He loves to sleep around. He loves to do what he does. I guess he claims that he loves his family as well. He just loved the hoes a little bit more. And been playing in Cardi's face for a long ass time. And finally, Cardi has decided now that she has her third baby, because I feel like part of me feels like she knew she wanted another kid. She wanted her kids to all be by the same person. So she just kind of stuck it out and hoped that he was going to get his life together in the meantime. But so she got pregnant that third time, but that third baby was definitely, shit was rocky even when she got pregnant. And this time I think that she got everything that she wanted out of that relationship, realized the writing on the wall. Offset is not going to change, and she hell is young and rich and pretty, and hell, there's other men out there. And so she's ready to move on. Offset behaves as if he is ready to move on. However, I think Offset seems like classic narcissistic behavior, and he just feels like he's one of those men that he gon' if he can't have you, he gonna make your life real difficult and always have some shit to say. However, you the reason why this relationship is not together. Now, I'm not saying that Cardi B is perfect. She probably, has her ways or whatever. But what I'm talking about is public cheating, women all in her face, in her DMs, people doing all this and that. And, she probably was just like, nigga, enough. Okay. We know that while she was pregnant, he told everybody that she slept with somebody, and she was like, and did. Okay, now when you just admit shit like that, that means you sick of it. You don't give a fuck no more. Nigga, get out of my face and all this. So he taunts her. He says a lot of things that he wants to get a reaction out of her. And so, like many other times in the past, we had them going back and forth on Twitter yesterday. Now, I'm not on Twitter any longer, so I wasn't able to see everything. So I had to just Google it and see what was said. And they say that Offset just recently had a birthday. He had a birthday party at some location. Apparently, the club that was having this birthday party had contracted and paid for Cardi B to be there, have an appearance there. And I'm sure she knew that it was Offset's party, and I'm sure she probably was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm coming to the damn party because they paying me. Okay. And if I can get on that nigga's nerves in the same vein, I'm gonna do that too. Okay, because that just kind of seems like maybe that's the way she was feeling. So we saw videos of her at the party. And she looked good. She had on her little outfit. She was dancing. She was, booty in the camera, all of the things. And we saw Offset kind of in the background. It kind of like scoping shit. Like, they wasn't together. You could tell that they weren't really partying together, even though they were kind of within vicinity of each other. But they definitely looked like they weren't together. And he kind of had that look on his face like he was salty. And so he was upset about it. So he was saying shit to her on Twitter. I don't know what could have happened in between all of that, but that was like part of the reason why they were going back and forth. And he just had a lot of problem with it. He just was like, you got daughters and you out here talking about you in your whole season. You got 3 kids, and ain't nobody, even though you single, ain't nobody gonna want you with 3 kids. And a single woman with 3 kids, well, first of all, that don't chase the men off. That don't chase the men off necessarily. It definitely don't chase the men off when you are rich and you can afford to take care of these 3 kids. Now, I ain't gonna ask you to do nothing for my 3 kids because I got it. Okay. But if you want to be with Cardi B, then if I'm Cardi B and you want to be with me, you probably most likely are not going to worry too much about them 3 kids. Not necessarily because you don't have to take care of them. They got a damn daddy. They got money. I'm just trying to be with Cardi B. All right. So, I don't think that these 3 kids is going to keep her from being with anybody, but for him to be trying to say those things to her and get in her head, I kind of have a feeling that he's been able to kind of control her in the past. Not no time recent, but I feel like that's what he's been able to do in the past to get her to kind of like, second guess herself and all of that. But now I think she has fully realized her power and what she can and can do, what she will and won't accept. And so I think that Cardi is really just done now. And now she's just irritated with him, like, nigga, sign the papers. Sign the papers. Offset will not sign the papers. Okay. And again, when people just refuse to sign, I just don't understand why we don't sign these papers. I mean, I guess it's because it's way more to it. It's not just cut and dry. You got these people, they've been together, they both rich. It's a lot of money involved, a lot of property involved. You got kids, businesses, all of that. So that's probably why it's more to it, why the divorce hasn't gone through. But at the end of the day, this woman, if you guys are both claiming to say that you moved on and everything, then you shouldn't be worried about anything that Cardi B does other than making sure that your kids are safe and clean and taken care of and fed and housed and all of that. All right. So there's that. But yeah, the 2 of them going back and forth on social media, it's just like, it's the same old same. And, I feel like he draws her out, like he likes to do that, and then he tries to act like he don't want to do it, and that she be on social media. No, they both be out there. Y'all need to take us out the group chat. We don't really need to know, and figure it out. But if everybody has agreed to not be together anymore, let's just get this divorce. Y'all, let's get this divorce. Had to tell Remy and Pap that last week. Let's get the divorce, okay? And then everybody can do what the fuck they want to do. How's that? Next story. All right, you guys, congratulations are in order to Michael Vick. The Newport News native, 44 years old. You guys may remember Michael Vick. He was a NFL quarterback who had got caught up in this whole pit bull dog fighting ring scheme, and was involved in the organization and the planning and the everything around these dog fights, and was making big money. It was like a gambling ring and everything. He got found out. He was convicted. He went to jail. He wasn't playing NFL ball any longer. I mean, it was bad times for Michael Vick. Yet and still, he got out of jail. He was able to redeem himself. He was able to get back in the NFL, in all of his glory days, even though there's still a lot of people who don't like Michael Vick. But I think for the most part, people accepted him again with open arms, and that his story didn't end on a negative note. It really didn't end on a negative note, because now we find out that he is going to be the head coach at HBCU Norfolk State. Okay, and you know that we have been seeing that a lot of football players, a lot of black NFL players that have retired and are now throwing their names in the hat to become coaches and all. A lot of them are going back and giving back and being at the HBCUs, because there's a lot of talent at the HBCUs. However, there's not a lot of money at the HBCUs, and there's not a lot of look at the HBCUs. And we've got these kids over there who can play, but they just don't have the training. They don't have the knowledge. They don't, and so maybe if we can get some coaches in there that not only know the game, but have been in the game and can really impart their wisdom and help these kids out. And then at the same time, help the school out, bring more people to the school, more money to the school. I mean, we saw with Deion Sanders, we know that, what's the girl's name? Taj's husband, Eddie George. There's a few other big name football players. Y'all know I don't know shit about no football. Okay. But there are a few other big name retired NFL players that are, looking into coaching now. And a lot of them are doing HBCU. So that's a great thing. Okay. I feel like he's giving back. And then you might ask, for those of you like me who don't know anything about football, you might ask, what qualifies Mike Vick to be a coach? Well, let me tell you some of his stats. They say statistically, he is the greatest rushing quarterback of all time with 6,109 career yards on the ground, the most by any player at the position, even though they're saying that there's somebody from the Baltimore Ravens who is about to come up on it, because he's only just like a little over 100 yards behind Michael Vick. So it looks like that probably will be that, what's the word? that's him holding that, whatever it is. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I feel like some food is floating around in my mouth. I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all saw it. I just had me a wrap, a turkey sausage, white cheddar cheese wrap from an egg wrap from Dunkin' Donuts. So it might be moving around in there. But anyway, they're saying that this person from Baltimore Ravens was probably going to surpass that. However, that is still a big deal from what I understand. Okay, 6,000 yards. That sounds like a whole bunch of fucking movement, especially for a quarterback. But anyway, so good for Michael Vick. I love that for him. I love that his short-lived downfall did not become his story, and that he was able to switch it around and change minds and be out there, and people respect him and all that. Like, I love that for him, because I hated, even though I didn't know football, I hated that. And y'all know I am a dog lover and all that, and I hate that people fight dogs, especially pit bulls, and why pit bulls have such a bad rap and all that. Oh my God, I have a story for you guys just real fast. So today is Blue's birthday. Actually, today is Blue's 6th birthday. I'm gonna get him a little snacky poo on the way home, and we're gonna sing happy birthday. It's just me and Mister there, but we're gonna sing happy birthday. Oh, Jada's in town, so we're gonna sing happy birthday. Jada's always in town. But we're gonna sing happy birthday to the boy. But just real quick story time, child. I took Blue to the damn I told you guys on Instagram, but for y'all that don't follow me on Instagram, I took him to get his shots the other day. And you guys, I am hyper aware that not only is Blue a pit bull, but he's a very strong, big pit bull. He's muscular, he's intimidating, he's scary. Okay, if I saw a motherfucker looking like Blue come running up at me, full speed, I'm gonna be scared, and I'm not afraid of dogs. Okay, but I mean, I got common sense. That shit look real unsafe, so I get it. But anyway, I took Blue to this place. I went in there to the Tractor Supply place, and they have like a clinic. And so I went inside without Blue, and I was like, my dog is not dog friendly. He has no problem with people as long as you're not trying to try him or nothing. He good with people. He gonna keep his good eye on you, but he ain't gonna do nothing. I said, but I'm sorry, you guys, there's somebody getting in their car. And I can't roll up my window because, let me see if I can roll my window up. It's hot as shit in here, y'all. Okay, let me see if my camera cuts off, because sometimes it does when I turn the car on. Okay, it's not. So anyway, I went in there. I told him that he's not dog friendly, so I don't want to bring him in until like the coast is clear, right? And they were like, okay. So we waited. They did all the people's shots, and then when it was empty, they were like, okay, you can bring him in. So I was like, perfect. So I went back out to the car. I got him out. I opened the door of the back of my car. First of all, I looked around in the parking lot and I didn't see nobody with dogs and everything, because I usually pay attention to everything around me, because Blue is very not reactive. He is very impulsive. That's the word. I hate that we didn't train him properly, but I was kind of like I was trying to not be involved because it was supposed to be Mr.'s dog and all that. A long story, child, but y'all remember. So I was trying not to be involved. So I didn't take over Blue until, he was kind of, he's not past training, but we just didn't train him properly. We didn't socialize him properly. So I look around, I don't see nobody with their dog. So I take him, I open the door, and he jumps down, and I'm trying to grab his leash because the leash was on him. I'm trying to grab the leash, and then there's a woman that's parked across the parking lot from me, and she has this big ass fucking wolf dog. I don't even know what the dog was. It looked like it was a German Shepherd and like a mix with like a husky. He was huge. He had a whole bunch of hair, all this. She's getting out of her car with her dog, and I don't have the leash. Blue sees that dog, and I'm talking about takes off, runs straight up to the lady. Now, I am appalled. I'm just like, oh my God, because I hate when people do that to me. It's like, control your fucking dog. Okay, why is your dog running all over the place? You should always, when you have a dog like that, you should always have, like, all of the things that I've always said. That shit went out the window. Honey, Blue then took off, ran across the thing, and ran up to that dog and everything. I just knew that they were going to start fighting. But they did not. Blue ran up to him and was kind of like jumping on the dog and playing and everything. Like, he didn't have that "I'ma kill you" look that I've seen him have plenty of times. He had that "hey, let's play" look. Thank God that other dog was not reactive. Okay, that dog was well trained, and that dog was just kind of standing there looking at Blue. Blue jumping around and shit, getting all caught up. His leash is catching in everybody's feet. The lady is screaming, "Get your dog, get your dog." I'm like, ma'am, I am so sorry. I apologize. I'm trying to get him, but let's calm it down, because he's so excited, and then you screaming and all this. Like, let me just try to catch him. So I'm running in circles behind Blue, trying to, finally I scream his name and he stops. He looks at me like, what I did? It's like, you are terrifying the people. Why are you doing this? But so he didn't do anything. There was no fight or anything. He didn't bite anybody and all, but I still was just like, Blue, you cannot run up to, people, because people already are automatically afraid of pit bulls and all of that, So I was just so disappointed in myself. Like, Roxanne, why did you let that happen? And of course we was out there with these ones. Here I am, the only one black with the damn pit bull coming in there, and so it was just like, I was just so upset with myself, But anyway, yeah, today is Blue's birthday. 6 years. I cannot believe we've had him that long. That is my boy, y'all. That is my boy. But anyway, getting back to the story. So, what was I talking about? Michael Vick. He's going to be the head coach over there. Like I said, love that for him. Love that for the team. Hopefully Norfolk State will be able to, capitalize on him being there. All right. Congratulations to all y'all over there. Next story. All right, y'all. Lil Wayne, child. Lil Wayne say that he was talking to, was it Skip Bayless? Yeah, I think it was Skip Bayless that Lil Wayne was speaking with. And oh, maybe not. Maybe it was. Don't give me the line, you guys. But anyway, Lil Wayne was in an interview and he was talking to somebody, and they was bringing up the lyric that Kendrick Lamar had in the song "Whacked Out Murals," where he's talking about letting Lil Wayne down. Okay, like I don't know. I feel like my hard work let Lil Wayne down. You guys remember the line, the lyric? You guys remember Lil Wayne's reaction to when that song first came out? Okay, literally the song dropped, and a few minutes later we got a tweet from Lil Wayne, and he was questioning why people was poking at him. Okay, why was folks asking for him to come on out? He don't do nothing. He mind his business. He be over here chilling and everything, and people calling his name. Now, he never said anything directly to Kendrick Lamar. However, most of us assume that that's what he was talking about because, like I said, the tweet came out right after the album GNX dropped that Saturday, which was a surprise, and it's not like Lil Wayne just be on social media just waxing poetical. So I was just like, that had something to do with that lyric. And of course, if we go back further, we know that Lil Wayne was in his feelings about not getting Super Bowl and all that, and he was crying about it, and he was upset, and you know, even though he never directly said that it was Kendrick, I mean, it felt like, you have a problem with the fact that they've chosen Kendrick, then maybe you have a problem with Kendrick as well. I always felt like they had a good enough of a relationship that maybe Kendrick would have brought Lil Wayne out. But then when all that shit happened, and then it got to like such a feverish pitch that then it started to feel like Lil Wayne was starting to feel a way about Kendrick, and I hated that because first of all, I like Lil Wayne and I like his music, or his old music, and so I hated that for them. But we always gonna ride. We always gonna ride. But again, he's on this interview. The guy asked him about it, and Lil Wayne was playing dumb. He was playing dense and saying like, "Oh, this is my first time hearing about it. But I talk like him. Oh my, like that damn what is his name that was talking in the video that was talking about, what we gonna do if we have Lil Wayne at Super Bowl? And he was like, Orlando. I swear that Orlando is funny as fuck. But anyway, Lil Wayne was basically saying like, oh, this is the first time that he's heard that lyric. I was like, you a motherfucking lie. But you know what? I like you, Lil Wayne, and I'm gonna let you have it. Okay, I'm gonna let you. We gonna give it a pass on this one. We gonna let you have it because usually we like Lil Wayne. I think he was just emotional and going through some things at the time, and that's why he reacted the way that he did. But finally, then came down off of whatever high he was on and realized that there should never be no beef between him and Kendrick. So he was just like, he did speak to Kendrick. They good. He never had a problem with Kendrick and all that. And again, this is first time hearing about the lyric. And I was just like, you heard that lyric before, Wayne, but okay. But at least I like the fact that he did come back up off of that statement. Whether or not he had heard the lyric or not, I am glad that he straightened it out, that he said that him and Kendrick had a conversation and they good and that he better kill it and all that. I don't know what Kendrick, how he feels ultimately about Lil Wayne anymore, because I mean, it was clear that Lil Wayne was an idol of his, that he was one of his favorite rappers in the past. So, I'm not sure if Kendrick is going to be like, okay, he just had a bad moment, or if he just like, okay, yeah, I'm cool on you. Like, we good, but I'm cool. I don't know what the reaction is. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, Lil Wayne, good and damn well. You mean, I my first time hearing it. You is a motherfucking lie. A lie. And the truth is not in you. Anyway, so maybe we might still see Lil Wayne out there. If Lil Wayne does make an appearance at the Super Bowl, it's gonna do my heart good. Because I didn't want these two to be in a fight, to begin with. While we're talking about Kendrick Lamar, we can talk about the concert. There's a rumor going around that said that the concert in Toronto, that it's at some huge stadium like all the rest of the places that he's going to be at, and that I've heard a few things. First, I heard that Drake had purchased all of the front row tickets to the concert so that the front row of the concert would be empty. Okay. Then I heard that Drake bought all the floor seats to the concert so that the floor would be empty. Okay. Um, and I don't know if I believe that. You know, I researched that. I tried to find where the story came from. I have seen it all on Facebook, all on TikTok, all on Twitter. I mean, not on Twitter, all on Instagram. You know, that they're saying the same story, some variations, but basically the same story. But I have not seen like any credible media outlet. I mean, I haven't even seen like Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, Jasmine Brand, Ice Cream Convos. You know, I haven't on site. I haven't seen any of them really talk about possibly Drake being the person that purchased all these floor seats or these, you know. So I don't know if I believe that. You guys can take that with a grain of salt. If that was true though, I mean, wouldn't that be funny? But then they said, you know, also in this rumor that once Kendrick found out that Drake did that, he decided to make that concert free. And that's what really made me be like, oh, I don't know about that. First of all, that would have to come directly out of Kendrick's money because there's a lot of people that's involved in the throwing of a concert. It's not just Kendrick getting paid. He got a whole fucking staff and crew of people that he got to pay as well, you know? So even if Kendrick decided to give up his money for what he made on the concert, I'm sure everybody else that's involved in that concert is not trying to give up they pay off of, you know, what they do in Toronto. So that's why I was like, I don't know if that story makes sense. Okay. And I don't even know if Kendrick would have that kind of control because, you know, it's promoted by this company and all that. So could he actually tell them make the whole thing free? Yeah, I don't know. That story don't sound right. That it don't sound right. But that's what's going around. And if you guys know more about it, and if you know the ins and out of that story, that would make it true. Or if you know, if you have somebody that's credible that's saying it, y'all leave it in the comments and let us know. I mean, but that would definitely be a good little like they both would have been getting away with some shit, you know, if it did happen. I mean, it would have been funny on both ends, but I don't know if that story is true. What y'all think, yo? Y'all believe in it? I don't know. But y'all let me know what you think and let's move on to the next story. Oh shit, I'm sorry. This next story is also about Lil Wayne. It's actually about Lil Wayne and Chris Brown, child. They say that back down when we was in the pandemic and you know everybody was down bad and the government was offering these PP loans to businesses and stuff. Well, apparently they had a PP loan set up that entertainers could get on as well. This PP loan was called, now this is according to the business to the paper Business Insider. According to them, there was a shuttered venue operators grant that allowed entertainers, I'm guessing people that would go around to different venues and perform and everything, they could apply for it and get the money, you know, to help out with the items that needed to be being taken care of when you are on tour or something like that. Even though I was just like, it's interesting that they gave them that because when the pandemic was going down, we couldn't even be in no damn venue. You know, they wasn't allowing that. So, I mean, it's interesting. But anyway, they're saying that not only Lil Wayne and Chris Brown, but also Alice in Chains and Marshmello did this. They said that they got this money from the government and they was spending the money like on luxury items and personal things. Now let's go through the list. First of all, it allowed these entertainers to handle the financial parts of their tours, right? So just like everybody else, you know, they realized that people was out there getting money when they should not have, and so they was just letting people, I guess, hang themselves, and now they going back and they trying to check everybody about it. Senator Gary, what's his name, y'all? Hold on. I don't know why my hand's shaking, y'all. My anxiety is rough today. It's high. Gary Peters. He's involved in the investigation of this. He said that it was a misuse and abuse of federal resources. He said that it was a misuse and abuse of federal resources. Chris Brown got $10 million. And half of it went to Chris Brown personally. They said $80,000 on his 33rd birthday party. Okay, had hookahs and bottle service and nitrogen oxide, nitrogen ice cream. They said that this also included $29,000 to take his tour bus down to Mexico. He doesn't perform down in Mexico, but he was down in Mexico for about a month, just enjoying his life. They said that while he was down there, he had shot a video with Jack Harlow. Okay, now I just told y'all about roughly about a few hundred thousands of dollars. So the rest of that money, they said that he was out there just spending and doing shit that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Lil Wayne got almost $9 million. He spent $1.4 million on private jets, almost $500,000 on clothes, $15,000 on hotels for women, because we got to take care of the cardinal when we out there on that road. And hell, these women, Lil Wayne is from old school. He gonna take care of them, put them in a hotel and whatnot. Why not let it be on the federal government? So yeah, they say that he was out there doing that. They say that he settled some debt with an ex-manager that he owed money to, paid his lawyers. He did take care of some things, but he also used a lot of that money for his own personal use. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, because remember when Lil Wayne was down bad and his money was fucked up, and we didn't really see Lil Wayne. Like he was like not out there doing nothing. And we know that he was wanting his money from Birdman and all that, and that wasn't happening because I guess maybe Birdman just didn't have the money to be given to Lil Wayne or whatever. And so we never really saw Lil Wayne. And then all of a sudden he decided to start coming out again. I was like, yeah, that about lines up about right around the time that he got these millions of fucking dollars from the government. So now it's starting to make sense. Like I said, them two weren't the only ones. We also had Marshmello. Okay, mama named him Christopher Comstock. I don't know who that is, but Marshmello was out there. They say that he was able to pocket the entire $9.9 million that he was granted. It says that his touring company received because he'd made more than that amount from touring in 2019. So I guess he was considering himself getting paid back, child. And then Alice in Chains touring company, AIC Entertainment, similarly used some of its $4.1 million grant to pay staff and various contractors, equipment rental firms, and videographers. But none of that money went towards health insurance. And apparently Alice in Chains had somebody in their staff or their crew or somebody in the band or somebody that ended up getting sick. The band's guitar tech and photographer, he was diagnosed with cancer and he ended up dying. Didn't give no money to the guy who was fighting cancer. And they ended up having to get a GoFundMe together for this guy. Yet and still, you got this money from the government to be able to provide money to your staff and all this stuff, replace things that you didn't have any longer. And, you ended up keeping that money, and then you couldn't say, well, I used some of that money to help my band person, or crew person, get themselves treated for cancer. So those are some tell me it's going to be more people, but that's the 4 people that we focusing on right now. Yeah, you guys. The funny thing about this whole story is that they can say that this government don't have money, but honey, this government has plenty of money. Plenty of money. Okay? At least I know that. And, like I said, they give people enough rope to hang themselves. And a lot of people fell for that PP loan shit. A lot of people. But now the chickens are coming home to roost. So I hope these 2 don't end up I hope these 4 don't end up in jail. I guess it's going to be like pay the damn government back, or you just might. It's going to depend on who can afford it. I know that Chris has it. I don't know about Lil Wayne. That might be why he's deciding to, start to get back together with the Hot Boys, and they about to have another album, I see, and all that, or try to get back together and all that, because there's money to be made out there. All right, so you over here being mad and crossing your arms and shit and huffing and puffing about Birdman not giving you your money, but now it's a reason to get to work. Okay, you might have to pay the government back. Not might. I'm sure the government is going to want their money back. So yeah, y'all, that's that on that. Let's move on to the next story. And then lastly, you guys, Karen Huger, the Grand Dame of Potomac. Y'all, now I told y'all I haven't been watching Potomac, so I don't really know what was going on. I did realize, obviously, I knew about her being pulled over for her DUI and getting convicted and all of that. For that, I'm sorry, not convicted, but she was charged with the DUI. I did know about that. This is her second time. I think that we all also know that Karen has a drinking issue. Not ready to call her an alcoholic because I don't know her like that, but I think the ladies have made it pretty known that Karen loves, she indulges. Okay. Well, apparently Karen had decided on the show, from what you guys tell me in my notes, because I still haven't watched it yet, but I am going to binge watch it eventually. But apparently on the show, she had decided like she was not going to talk about it. And I mean, I guess that's Karen's right. Apparently she cussed out somebody, one of the new girls or something about it, or Mia and somebody else about it, because she was like, I'm not talking about it, and period, because that's some of the stances that the other ladies have taken. We've had Candace try to pull that when, with the Monique thing, even though that didn't really go over that well. But, we've had Ashley say that she's not going to discuss, the shit that she was involved in with her husband and Candace's lawsuit and all that. We've had people say, you know what, I'm not talking about it. So I guess Karen says she ain't going to talk about it either and went off on the ladies and all of that. They're going to give her hell at that reunion. Hell at the reunion. But yet and still right now, yeah, she went off on them and said she ain't talking about it. Well, now that she has been charged for this, apparently they offered her a plea deal. Okay. Offered her a plea deal. And I guess the plea deal involved like some jail time, 60 days. It probably would have been reduced, good behavior. She only been in there a minute. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If I was Karen, just the thought of going to jail, that shit would have made me scared. Okay. Cause I'm not built for jail. And I don't want to see Karen in jail either. However, you was drunk driving. That shit is against the law. You could have killed yourself. You could have killed somebody else or somebody's. You could have done a lot of damage. She did not. So that's the blessing in all of this. However, it could have been a lot worse. And I realized that. All right. But what I have to say about this is the fact that they, child, this morning when I wasn't even up yet. It was about 5:00 this morning. And I decided to pick up my phone and I'm scrolling Instagram and I see the video. Now it's 5 a.m. So of course I can't hear it. I'm just looking at the video and I'm looking and I'm just like, oh my God, this is not only when they pulled her over. Not funny. Not only when they pulled her over, but they also have the video of her in the interrogation room. Okay. Clearly drunk, smashed, hair fucked up, wig pushed back, slurring, trying to talk, you know how it is when you be drunk, but you scared as well. And you need to straighten your shit up, but you just fucked up. So you trying to, you trying to be really, I'm sorry, you guys. Not funny. Okay. Because this could have ended a lot more. It could have ended terribly. Especially with this being the second time you're a celebrity. You obviously can afford a driving service. Why are you driving drunk? Okay. That's no excuse. You just need to have somebody else drive for you, especially if you like to indulge and then get the hell on the road. So child, anyway. So I put on my comments on Shade Room like, what is this? Why is it that they would have released this damn why would they release like the interrogation room and everything? Like we have never seen other people do that. We've never seen them do that to other people. So I was just like, oh, this is fucked up. Like, this is wrong, right? Like, somebody needs to be in trouble for this. But of course, I didn't hear anything. And I don't really know more about the story other than what happened. Well, of course, people have come into the thing and said, into my comments and said, like, well, she was the one who decided to fight it. And maybe that's why they, are releasing this now, because it's just like, you're not gonna sit up here and act like you ain't did nothing and we charging you for nothing. We're gonna let the people see. Okay. And so I guess I understand why they would do that, yet and still we still have never seen them really release interrogation type videos. Like, this woman is in jail with the cinder blocks behind her, and y'all, like, I was just like, this is fucked up. Like, this ain't right. Even though still, like, now that I got like the full knowledge, I mean, I can understand, like, girl, you should have just accepted them charges. You know, you should have just went on and said, I'm gonna take these 60 days and took it on the chin, you know, and really made a thing out of it instead of trying to fight it when you know, like every fucking body else know that saw that video, that you was fucked up. You was drunk, girl. Okay, so Karen, come on to the front here. All right. Because I'm close to Karen's age, you know, so I feel like we can talk. Okay, sister girl to sister girl. Karen, you my girl. I've always loved you on Potomac and everything, even with, you know, some of the shit that you've done that might have rubbed people the wrong way and everything. Like, at the end of the day, I still love the grand dame. All right. We generally believe you are a good person, you know, so I hate that for you. However, girl, now you know good damn well you was drunk. Why you thought who was the lawyer that told you and that advised you to fight that? Okay? No, girl. No, Karen. You know, like, we can't be telling people that they have to take responsibility for their wrongdoings and all that, and then we turn around and do the same shit, and then but we want to get out of it. We can't wiggle our way out of everything. Sometimes we have to take responsibility, you know. And like I said, Karen, girl, you know, you like to do what you like to do, and I'm not gonna tell you that you shouldn't be drinking like that. But what I'm saying is, let's not get behind the wheel. All right. Cause girl, that video, I just was so like embarrassed for her. Y'all, her hair was like that wig. It was all the way back here. It was like somebody, I just felt so bad. You know, her makeup was smeared, and, you know, it was like she was slurring, but like I said, I was just like, oh, woo! And the only reason why I'm laughing is because the story didn't end worse. Okay. Nobody was hurt, nobody was killed. But, you know, girl, I can't be out here defending you and shit in social media, people going off on me in the comments and everything. But when you giving them a reason to do it, girl, like, come on, Karen, you know better than that. You got a lot to lose, girl. A lot to lose. We just gonna be glad that it didn't end any worse than it could have. But I think this is gonna be a lesson. But you better put on your big girl panties for that reunion, honey. They gonna give you the blues. I ain't even gotta watch the show to know that. They gonna give that lady the blues, because they never was able to really pin her down with the tax situation, because it happened off season. And, you know, she was able to go through a whole off season and then a whole new season with not really talking too much about it. So this time, that reunion, honey, they gonna be ready for her. So girl, you better be ready. But come on, Karen, let's pull up the slip a little bit. It's hanging. Okay? Girls, don't be driving and drinking. It is not gonna work out for you. And it could end up a lot worse. Okay? And for people who've lost people to drunk drivers and everything, they not gonna have no sympathy for you, none. So there's that. But y'all, that video, whew, it was terrible. All right, y'all, that's it. Let me get on off of here and get on back to work. Y'all, we do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.